Welcome back everyone to Pinetopia, where last time I came back down here after the episode and cleared out this area, turned around, and I saw up in the distance what looks like a bunch of string. Now, usually when I see a bunch of string like that, I'm thinking cave spider spawner, which means, yes, mineshaft. So I want to see if I could disable this thing quickly. And yes, what I figured would happen. So let me get out of here. Let me get this here. And I have a sword out, partly to help defend myself against the spiders, and partly in hopes that I could get some string out of this. Whatever happened to the cave spider? Did it drop down somewhere? Oh well, I'll have to worry about that later. Let me get my health back up. Ouch! Where did you go? Ah! Right. Okay, so he tricks me into... Come on! I thought I took care of that thing. Well, I'll have to beat a hasty retreat then. And try to come back afterwards. Now, what's going on here? Alright, I've recovered most of my health. Let's see if I can at least kill this thing quickly before it kills me. Before it poisons me. Ha! Alright. Good. Tricked me into drinking the milk too early. Alright, now. Poison, that's a real pain. Now, I'm hoping we don't have too many other spiders spawn in as a result of that. Let's see what's down in this direction. Oh, come on! Well, at least whatever's down that way. It's probably a skeleton. What else could have shot me in that way? So what I'll do is I'll just come up with this up here and find out. I don't think there's another skeleton that's going to come after me at the moment. Now I see there's plenty of iron around here. How did I get hurt over here then? Not sure. I do hear another spider. Whether it's a cave spider or a regular spider, I don't know. But I would like to secure this area because I see iron, I see lapis, I see all sorts of goodies. I see... Hold on. This is an iron vein. Oops, I found the skeleton. But that skeleton is going to be hard to avoid at the moment. Okay, I will block this off for now. Take care of cave spider land. But I will have to come back here eventually because we do have that. We do have this iron vein here. I'm pretty sure this is going to be an iron vein. We have all this stuff, then we have all this iron here. Very definitely. That's going to be worth quite a pretty penny. Now, as much as I would like to go down into the main area of the shaft, I think what I should do for now is to block it off. I'm hoping I remember to come back. Because the worst thing I could do is to run down here, running away from a cave spider, and then suddenly fall flat on my face. That would be rather bad. Alright, let's see. I don't know how many cave spiders are in that area. It doesn't help that we've got string webs all over the place. I would like to disable this as quickly as possible so that we don't get bitten by more of them. I think we've got this disabled. Now let me go more my leisure and get some cobwebs here. Ah! There you go. Safe for the moment. But still a big black area. And I can make a string farm maybe. We can add redstone to the list of goodies that are down here. I'm trying to clear out all the corners that I can from this place before I attack the open areas. Of course, being under one of those sections is probably not a good idea because isn't this a type of place where creepers love to just jump down on you? Alright. Maybe they'll keep them quiet for a moment. Now, nothing can get me except the cave spiders, right? I need the iron. I just realized that is a second spawner because this is the first spawner, and I was under here thinking it was the first spawner, and no, that's a second spawner. How close are they together? They may be close enough to activate them both at the same time. Well, double spawner. Well, actually, they're not all that rare in mining shaft situations. I think usually when I do see double spawners, it's the double cave spider ones because of how common spawners are in these places. Okay, we won't worry about that for the moment. There's also a bit of gold here, which means that maybe I'll get enough of this to be able to make a clock. I know some people don't like clocks, but I like to have them because they help me to keep on track. And who knows what's on this side? Probably a big vat of death. Ah! Well, how about a skeleton? Well, yeah, I think that close to what I was talking about. Okay. There you go. That's what you get for shooting me. After I managed to light up those two sections, I found this little gift. I think these are my first diamonds, unless I managed to get one during the shipwreck. Nope, that was my first diamond. And it's a decent vein too. Good. That's a nice start. Finally getting iron. So I got 4 diamonds and 13 iron. That's always nice. And I'm expecting to get a lot more because there are several areas that I still haven't managed to tap yet. Oh, this is going to take a while. Unfortunately, it turned out that that was not a iron vein that we had down there. It just happened to be some iron that was in close proximity to some tuft. And there just had to be a bit of it in the area, but definitely not an iron vein, not nearly as much as I gotten. When we add together what iron I had already plus what I found there, I still have barely more than a stack. So that means I do have enough to make an anvil and perhaps maybe even start to have some decent armor here. Yes. Let's get some leggings. I think we could use some leggings so we could have some metal armor. Get that armor value up. Now we have one of everything. I'll probably keep the leather boots just in case I have to go into those snowy mountains. But getting everything else up to iron would be a good idea. Though having something for gold just in case I go into the nether. So before I found that iron, what I was really excited about was the string. Now I have 13 string in here, but I also have quite a bit of cobweb in there. So between the string and the cobweb, I now can make scaffolding. Good. I have 4 string left, but the cobweb is going to give me plenty more. I could always convert the cobweb to string if I need to. There's plenty of string down into the mineshaft, so I think I'm going to be set on string. And if I ever think I'm tight on string, I've got a double cave spider spawner. So I have to figure out how to kill the cave spiders without getting hurt. Probably not going to make it an XP farm. I think I'll just have it as one of those drop farms. Just to see if I'm high enough in order to do that. While I was making a clock and an anvil down there, I also decided to make a map and see what's over here. And here is the map of the museum. I like how it seems to have the floor pattern in there. Actually, from that distance, I think it looks pretty good. Alright. I wasn't sure whether or not it'll work out, but I think that looks very nice. So obviously I had to get the wings still on this side. I got distracted with downstairs and the llama trip from the last episode. But now that I see that this all looks fine, I think I will go and build those sections. And of course at some point I am going to have to worry about getting the walls up, because that's going to be a very, very important part of any building, right? I was thinking about heading on back down and see if I could get more stuff and look at what we found here. Another wandering trader. See if anything useful for me. Blue eyes. Well, that'll be too expensive even if it is useful. Light blue dye, black dye, horn coral block, white dye, and a sea pickle. Well, while the sea pickle might be a little tempting, actually, if you, how much is that coral block? 1 coral block plus sea pickles. Isn't a coral block plus a sea pickle a way to reproduce them? I think what I'll do is I'll create a pond right over here, and I'll get that coral block, and I'll have a bit of a pool over here. And this pool is what I'll do in order to generate some sea pickles. Now, one check something, because I think they said that one of the differences between Parity and Java is that you don't actually need to have... that in Java, you don't necessarily need to have a sea pickle in order to start creating sea pickles with the coral blocks. So I'll test that out first, and if it fails, then I will buy a sea pickle afterwards. I guess I'll put a dirt block right over there, but looks like I'm going to have to fill this thing in. Oh joy. I went and finished the other side, and we have it now going all the way down here. I decided to move the llama pin and the donkey over to this side, so they're over here now. And down on this side I've just been expanding the farm so that I have more and more crops going on there. So I've got plants over down there, and I've got animals over there. I will expand this a bit when I have the surrounding area in a better shape. I brought some cows over here so I could start handling them. I think I need to bring some grass here. I know they don't need grass in the same way that sheep do, but I think it'll be nicer if they have that. Now, on this end, I'm thinking that perhaps I don't like what I see here, and I'm thinking of replacing this with different material and different style. So I want to see what an alternate style looks like, and what I'm going to use is I'm going to use deep slate, because since I now have some deep slate from my not cobbled deep slate though, but deep slate tiles. And since we are outside here in the portico instead of indoors, so I thought a slightly different color scheme will be here. Now in the middle here, should I go with diorite or should I go with granite? I have to think on that. Let's try each of them since this is only 4 blocks. We should be able to have no... Actually, what I'll do is I will check each of the candidates. I'll do 1 block with each of the candidates. Good. It looks like that the best of the 3 is the granite. So I think even better would be some glazed terracotta. So I'll try granite for now, but later on I may just change my mind and replace them all with a glazed terracotta pattern once I get some of that stuff. But now I want to head back down into the area because I want to show you the double spawner. No, I'm not talking about this double spawner, and that's because this one's very, very finicky. I am at the one point right at the torch where you can have both active at the same time. But while I was exploring this area, I ran into another double spawner, and this one's even more interesting. One of the challenges in finding a spawner in the mineshaft is figuring out how to get to and from there and not getting lost. So I decided to use all these rails that you find in mineshafts and link them all up, and they lead us to our double spawner here. This one looks like a zombie spawner if I'm looking at that properly, and this one right over, I think it's a skeleton yeah, it looks like a skeleton spawner there. So a zombie spawner and a skeleton spawner right next to each other. It looks like their dungeons are they almost intersect with each other, pretty close to it. So I think that's a very nice find in here, and I could certainly work on seeing if I can turn this into a nice spot. Oh, a saddle! 2 saddles! Ooh, that's nice. And in here we've got some golden horse armor, some iron, multi-shot. I think that's a crossbow enchantment. I'll have to check on that. I did manage to get a crossbow off of a pillager at one. Okay, a golden apple. That's always nice. Some string, bones. Let's see. Well, I guess I could save the melon seeds for later. I've already got 2 saddles. I'm going to come and grab some of this later on as I go through here. And finally, more of this diamond horse armor. That's definitely better than golden horse armor. Knockback 2. I have to think on that. Well, so a decent loot from the dungeon, a couple of enchantments, and most of all, I can create a double XP spawner. And mob farm, yes. 2 different types of mobs. I think I can get plenty out of this. This is my progress so far. I have dug 1 level below the 2 spawners. I've also dug out this area because I plan to have the mobs eventually spill down into here. See how successful I am in doing this, because if that works, then I can make my killing chamber down here. Now I'll probably have to have some work in trying to get this all working, and of course find some methodology in order to help to weaken the mobs and all. So that's going to take some time and some effort. What's also going to take some time and effort is digging this out more because my tools are getting worn out. So I'm also going to build a diamond pickaxe. Now that I have a diamond pickaxe, I just need a way in order to make it more durable. Yes, a diamond pickaxe is more durable than an iron one, but it's better if it's enchanted. So I'm hoping that these cattle here are able to help me in that endeavor. Sorry about that, but it looks like I'm going to need their leather in order to get the books that I need in order to create an enchanting system. And that's what we are going to work with in the next episode of the Pine Ridge Museum.